working together because she got sick of me screaming in the middle of the restaurant, "Mommy!" You know, my parents never gave me any limits. My father was making kind of erotic films, and I was watching them at age 5, and if I'd show them to my friends, they all run home and like crying to their parents, and I'm just like, what's wrong? Like, I don't get it. Both of my parents were in LA. I don't think Michele came once to visit me when I was living in France.
I was not really there, and we are not like a typical family in a certain way. We were not under the same roof for a long time. Yeah, it's not fight, but like friction. Last year I said, you try to be close. I say it seems that we are good to each other, so why not embracing it?
Having a mother-daughter relationship with my mom was not always so easy. She doesn't she's more interested in us being partners or friends. That's really how we function now. And at first I was a little resistant to that.
I went all over the world. I changed life, I studied this, I did something else. With instinct, I follow a flow of attraction and try to make a living out of it. And I'm still unable to analyze why I went from law school to be doing striptease, not at the Crazy Horse. We are doing this in Little Fair with some transvestite women. It was like a war that was very interesting. I did law school. I became a criminal attorney for a little bit. It's something very useful. Everybody should do it. But at the same time, for 2 years, Gilles Deleuze was giving class there. I follow that, and I'm totally Deleuzian even after this. So that was very important. For some reason, somebody thought it was clever to give me sex cases to embarrass me. I mean, I was 21, I was very innocent of the world, I was pretty fascinated. I was spending a lot of time in jail talking with those guys. And then moving to New York, moving to LA, following something that I cannot explain why. It was just because of a song or a book or thinking it was the right time. What is in the family is that we eat well. To me, like traveling, and you need a chef and a DJ, and then you are fine. I knew I wanted to move to the States, and my brother told me, oh, you should go to LA because it's New York on the Riviera. I love New York, I love the Riviera, I went there. Like I thought, like everything is possible. The first week I was there, I got 2 tickets. One for jaywalking, the other one because I did not have a bra on the beach. They were both $75 each. It was like, wow. That was in '79. Yeah. But in LA, it's so much fun. And then people are having one day, I cannot eat carrots anymore. You are going to poison me with those carrots. It's carrots in there. Meantime, like drinking 5 vodka martini. Sugar, please.
Right.
But it's what I love about LA. Everybody with their own rules.
She taught me a lot of things, but not saying them. By not actually talking about them. Just by me observing and being around her and watching her work. For Michele, all that is so intrinsic into who she is. So in a way, I don't have a language to talk about it either. Thank you, Anna.
Now I realize that Rick was the first one to ask you to do a mural because he loved what you do, but he thinks you are talking too much. So in the mural you say it all.
So I say it all, exactly. Because I make narrative. And I guess when I'm doing a little painting, it's hard for you just see like a little frame of the story. I make collages. And then I try to figure out what the flow, and then I choose certain lines that I'm going to use, and then I try to choreograph it. Americans love to talk about fighting for peace. That doesn't make any sense. You can't fight for peace. You either peaceful or you have peace or you be peaceful. I mean, about Michele Starr, I think I just love this amazing, like, eccentric witch, like, aura she gives off. You know, she's changed a lot. But before it was, you know, sort of baggy and colorful, and then when she got with Rick, and then he started making clothes, it all of a sudden got much more sort of elegant, sort of gauze, sort of rough around the edges, you know. And I guess I sort of, you know, adopted that too, except for now I'm actually more into color, so I'm like the only one who orders like Rick's stuff in color.
The tattoo on my fingers, they are a version of what could be some Berber artwork. So I always look at it. I would never have a tattoo like somewhere I cannot look at. It's a combination of a lot of rings from France. The main thing is they have to go with the tattoo. I'm always wearing them. Some days the combination is right, some days the working process. I'm doing this with a crayon, but I'm getting up and it's the first thing I do. My head does not function without this kind.
You know, she always used to say, you know, even, you know, during the day you have to be dressed like you're going to a cocktail party. It's hard for me to always be dressed up. It's not necessarily so much about people looking at me, but about the work that I'm making. I don't want to ruin this dress. I don't want to paint in it.
I'm playing with my teeth. What inspired the gold? It's always something practical, you know. The time when all of a sudden it was like, my God, what did we put in our feelings? We have to change it. And I had found in LA some kind of new age artist that was all about taking the feeling and putting gold. He put little diamonds in it to bring the light to you or whatever. So I did this thing for the feelings. And then I say, shit, I guess, man, all this money and all these good vibes in those teeth there we don't see. So I was in the gold, I wanted more gold. So I starting in the front with one. Then I say I smoke a lot, so then they are always gold. I'm not going to have those white. No, Snoop Dogg is my idol. I don't know, in all those years, I think it's just always right, style-wise. And I like his attitude. It's part of the life and doing it the right way. This one was out of this world. We cannot call it a fashion show in a way. This was an intense moment of joy that makes you feel like you belong to the world, and this world is bigger than the little world of fashion shows. Rick designed furniture, and I take it from there and I make it up, and it's falling in love both sides because I'm falling in love with the artisan. A love story with a lot of shaking and that's
not violently.
We are going now to our stone cutter, marble guy, and one of those artisans in Paris. We are doing a bench. That is one head of the bench. Oh. That is the second head of the bench.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
And then there is the plaque that is not finished. So that goes really inside. So it's black marble. With Rick, we only work with black and white marble with no vein. But of course, they are the most difficult to find. Super complicated to make. And it looks like you found it in the ground. Rick had an amazing eye. For the furniture, he gave me like little drawings like this. And after I have to go, so it's something where I feel very creative also. It's working with people, finding material. I love the process of stuff. This is my life.
That's
the things that I love.
So then Michelle was like, as she likes to, you know, direct and
Yeah.
push and bring people together, she's like, Scarlett, you should, you know, you've been talking about the sculpture, you should make this sculpture. So the idea came from this idea of the lost feminine, but also like the fertility goddess. But then what does that mean today? Like that fertility goddess was like, I can't give anymore. I have to consume. So the passage where life comes from is now this mouth. And we moved to this very masculine dominated culture, which has destroyed the planet. The earth and we as the humanity, the family that we are, need the balance with the mom or with the feminine. Because without that, there is no cycle of life. We forgot that we are part of an organism and that we have to respect.
See what I don't like. I like to see there is like nothing here, what can we do? You know, it's like when I did Les Deux Cafés, that was a parking lot.
Go and sit in her pain. And she doesn't want to suffer. And she doesn't want to be vulnerable.
It's something that does not come to my head to say, oh, I should have been doing this. So I always think there was a reason and it's nice. Yeah, I have a good nature. I always find something beautiful.
She doesn't